Hi, Dina. I'm Casey Pacheco. I'm the Executive Director of Nurses in Charge, and I am on here with Dina Paoloni. She is the Regional Director of Nurses in Charge Europe. And we wanted to come on here just to share a few very important thoughts as far as why we decided to plan to have a workshop for the leaders who will be heading up this nursing revolution, nursing transformation. So we're just going to have a real conversation. We have both combined our skills and our talents and abilities, and we packed it with love, and we're presenting it to 14 special people from around the world, nurse leaders. And this is really important because we have a problem with leadership. And the reason why I say this, I got Dina on board, and Dina is a leader in every way. Dina will have people work with her from all around the world, whether she gives them $100,000 or $0, because she has true leadership skills. She will put herself in front, she will put herself first, she will work hard, she will build a tight rapport with her clients, with her friends. She will help them whether they pay her or not. She will be there for them. When people interact with Dina, they know she cares about them. That's true leadership. That leadership does not exist in nursing. How do I know? During COVID-19, look how much money the government poured behind getting nurses to work. Yet still, so many people didn't know who the ICU nurses were, who the critical care nurses were, who the med surg nurses were. They had nurses packed up in hospitals for hours, days, months, paying them, but not able to deploy them. This is poor leadership. And the question goes to ask, Dina, if there is a pandemic or if there is some sort of worldwide shortage, which there is going to be, and there is not the money or the resources allotted to pay nurses. Just today, if the nurses are not getting paid, will they go to work? Will we have a workforce? If tomorrow you go walk into the hospitals and say, you know what, this organization can't pay you anymore, will you have a workforce? And I think that speaks to leadership, not because we want people to work for free, but can you rally a team? If the only reason your team is with you is because you can guarantee them a paycheck at the end of the day, are you a real leader? Will your team do above and beyond? Will they do a fragment more than what is on their job description? Or do you get bare minimum? What I see is that a lot of leaders are having a hard time even to get bare minimum, to get them to do what they're supposed to do. And I think this is a really important point about leadership because going to the future, if our leaders aren't powerful and they're only operating out of their authority, then that means as we are building nurses in charge, we have a duty to build powerful leaders and not just give people authority. And in order to build a powerful leader, we believe that this is a holistic approach where the leader is powerful not because of their words, but because of their actions. So, Dina, I wanted to talk about this. I just preluded this because I need to have an authentic conversation and I need to find people who really care, not about just titles and not just about letters behind their name, but really care about people and realize that these people need love and attention and leadership. And I just want to attract those type of people to nurses in charge. And I want them to know that if they don't have it, we have prepared this course to help them to cultivate it and to grow this real type of leadership within them. What are your thoughts, Dina?
You touched so many points here, Casey. I think we need to do one by one. I will start to talking about the why. And I want to take my why as example. My why is really linked to nursing shortage, global nursing shortage. I have 3 kids. I suffer from a chronic condition. I really experience myself the difficulty to book an appointment because there's no healthcare professional. I have endometriosis, which is a chronic condition that affects only women. Out in UK at the moment, we're waiting around 3 years to have an appointment. So my last appointment was in April 2022. My next one will be in October 2024. So more than 2 years enough, if they won't cancel it. So I experienced really on myself the lack of healthcare professional. I have 3 kids, and as far as this will happen, they will need healthcare assistant, they will need nurses, they will need doctors, so they will need healthcare professionals. Now with this crisis that is around, because I'm already in the field since 2015 as an expert nurse to help other nurses, but as a nurse, I'm a nurse in 21 years now. I feel the responsibility to do something about, to help my colleagues to stay on the field, be happy in the work they do, because the point here is not having visibility. And yes, it's pay. We must raise our pay because we need to pay more. We really don't have visibility at the moment. But if we talk about pay itself, it's not enough because now everyone wants to be a YouTuber or an influencer or someone who does little things that work half an hour a day and become millionaire. This is not possible. The humanity collapses for everyone doing this. Also, it's very hard. You must be talented to do this. So still we need nurses. But my thought is that we must rebrand. We must market our profession in a different way that, yes, we are recognized as professionals for the value that we bring on the table, for all the effort that we bring on the table. So it's important to raise up pay. It's important to be recognized. It's also important to reinvent our professional because no one say that we can be on the bedside space while do something online and so become millionaire while working on a bed space. We have several examples because we have actually nurses. I don't know if I can say the name, so I won't do it, but there are several nurses who are in the online space doing comedy or other things, and they still work as a nurse because they don't want to detach themselves from the profession. So they're still doing their work, but they do some fun, some productive. Some of them are also doing education. So they really do for their profession. But then they didn't left. They have left the bedside space because they understand that they need to be there to feel nurse and recognize nurse or understand what is going on. You need to experience firsthand. So I think we need to rebrand our professional, both because there is innovation, the society is changing, so we need to rebrand. And to rebrand our professional, we need leaders who understand that life is changing, and we need to rebrand our profession. We need to rise our pay because, especially in some place in the world, we really don't count. I mean,
Exactly.
we don't have value at all,
Yeah.
despite what we do. And yes, we cannot do it for free. So the pay is so important. But leadership is so important because I know people that they do for free when the government don't pay them. And we got example Liberia, have extraordinary colleagues from Liberia. Sometimes they work without pay, which is very unfair and we must do something about. But we need a good leadership to do this.
Absolutely. I agree with you, Dina. And if I would jump in, I'd say just in the marketing field and branding yourself, if you're not branded correctly, you can ask for pay, but people need to see your value. And the
Okay.
nurses have value, even leadership has value. But if you're not branded correctly, it's not going to happen because people have to see what your value is. And I think that's where you come in with your LinkedIn strategy in helping nurses. It doesn't matter if they're in the UK, the US, or in a different country.
Exactly.
They have, it's free to be on LinkedIn. You can brand yourself, but it's more than just branding yourself on social media. It's branding your presence. It's branding your presence first with yourself and then out to humanity. As you go through the communities and the neighborhoods, being a nurse should mean something to you first.
And when I say marketing our profession, lets people understand our values. So not necessarily on social media, but of course on social media too, because society now is really present with, I think, 8 hours per day people are on social media, which is a lot. So if you want to rebrand our professional meaning, putting in line with what is the society now, how the society communicate, the way of the society communicate now, we must be present in our places all around the world. We must be present also, not just with flyer or a newspaper like it was 20 years ago. We must be present on social media too. And I really stress out about LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is the social media for professional, for excellence, and is taking over so much. It's actually have millions of people on there, but few professions are really understood these. So we see few professionals already use LinkedIn as a way to communicate that they value. And I think that nursing should start to do it as well, but not in a way that I can see if your nurses share on their social media, on their LinkedIn. Also, X is very popular among healthcare professionals. But LinkedIn, I believe, is most for the profession. They post on social media. Yes, we should share clinical stuff, what we do, the research we've done, the project we have done. But I think we need to start to share on social media, especially on LinkedIn, is our value, is our commitment. And I can't see this really much yet on LinkedIn. And I would like to push this, because if you want the people start to listen to us, we must be louder. And the only way to be loud is not go on the street, from my point of view, because no one will listen to us. We are just another problem for the city, for the traffic. In that way, we are seen as that disruptor. We must be seen as a good disruptor. We must share value and stay to the point using social media, because we must influence. We must become influencer. The world need influencers.
Yes.
Good
yes.
influencer. We must be the example as a good influencers.
I agree with you. And if I would say, when nurses get loud, usually it's negative. Usually they're upset about something, or they're showing you something that's wrong, or that maybe the patient, you see all these videos going viral, but it's very negative. And I think it's hurting our profession. I think when something is positive, you have this there's this fear where if you work for an organization, they censor what you can say, they censor your experiences. And then with nurses, we work with HIPAA, where you probably saved 10 people, but you can't share anything. But you could share about your personal experience of having a bad day. You could share about losing a colleague, but you can't share about saving 10 people's lives, because you have to be so careful of how you say it, and then you can lose your job, because if you're mentioning, did your job give you approval? So what I would recommend, even with the branding, is not so much branding yourself as an employee, but branding yourself as your person. It's not just so attached to your job. This is something we recommend. If you join Nurses in Charge, you can brand yourself as a leader in Nurses in Charge, and all the things that you have done. And you can make reference to things that you do, the positive wins that you've had, but you are branding yourself from the category of being a leader and someone who has transposable skills. I don't know, does that make sense?
Exactly. No, absolutely makes sense. I believe that, like attract, if we communicate value, people will resonate. Okay. If we, please I would like that you see these things from a different perspective. I don't say that it's not right to go to the street and shout, because, and then if it's happened with nurses, mean that this is very a rough time, okay? Because we don't used to do it.
Yes.
But in the past few years, we saw it happen all around the world, and this is not good. I don't say that we not must do it. We must do it. It's necessary sometimes. But when we go to the street and we shout with board on our hand and we stop the traffic, yes, we get attention. But we get out noises, and people don't like noises. People don't like when the traffic is blocked. People don't like when they come late on the work because something happened and they have stuck on the traffic. People don't like so that their job, the day has been ruined because they couldn't finish their job because something happened early in the morning. Someone had an accident in London a few days ago, and the tube shut down. A lot of people arrived late. And my thought was, oh my God, I'm so sorry if that happened. As few of us understand, someone took his life. I was so sorry. Even if I arrived late, I'm sorry for my late. I'm sorry for my job, everything, but I was sorry for the person. I heard people say, this person have to take out his life today and ruin my day. So people don't care about if other people took out their life. Do you think they're gonna really care about even if we actually strike for people right? So I think it's more effective when we communicate our value over and over and over again, more than take one day off our work and do strike on the street, which is important. Again, please don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying here, that we must be more strategic. We must communicate more our value. Yes, we must communicate what we do, the research we've done, the project that we've done, the increasing the improvement that we do in our workplace. We must to tell and communicate because we share our value doing this too. But we really must to be more present on social media because we must to tell people what we're doing and what's our value, especially because again, people are on social media 8 hours per day. So it's very important we use the right channel to communicate.
I agree with you. And you brought something up that I wanted to capture more on the holistic side. And you were talking about resonating. And I think this is time as nurses. I think that's what makes strikes happen so effectively, where a lot of you can get a lot of nurses involved because everyone could resonate with the pain. Everyone can resonate with, I am sick and disgusted of being treated this way. And I think as nurses in charge leaders, we are saying we could build our resonance, but on a positive and proactive. We don't have to wait till you're so sick and tired to gather with other nurses to become visible. We can right now, we can resonate. So the opposite of resonance is dissonance. What we see a lot because of the culture of nursing is there is a lot of dissonance between executives and the front line. And this dissonance is what causes these strikes because when the front lines feel as though they're not heard, they're not seen, you have a big dissonance in the where they don't feel as though you're getting it as a leader, and they don't feel as though the hospitals is getting it. And we're saying we're living at a period of time where as a nurse, you have more power than coming together to strike. We are living in the time where we have social media where you can come together and show your capabilities and abilities, where if they don't get it, somebody else will get it, or we will form together, we will get each other, and we can build something new. And these take skills because resonance is a skill. It's a skill set because in order for you to resonate, like you said, Dina, what you put out there is what you get back. right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So if I put out there that there is a problem, but I don't put out there that I have a solution, then I'm going to
Exactly.
resonate with people who have problems too, but no solutions. But if I put out in the world that I have solutions and I'm looking for opportunities to execute these solutions and make them come from idea to reality, then I'm going to resonate that with people out there who also have solutions. And we're going to build something beautiful, which we already are, right, Dina?
Yeah, I actually wanted to get there, and thank you for opening the conversation. There is in fact a gap between the front line and those who are in the institution, because we have amazing institution actually that protect nurses and help nurses in their day-by-day job. But because there is this gap, there is these dissonances. So who is on the institution is not really able to understand what is going on, especially then if it's on a global level. They have their own experience, but they now are detached. So they need that someone tell them what's really happening. So this is why social media, LinkedIn is so important, because we can put out there day by day what's happening, how we feel, what is going on, and the solution that we may have to fill the problem, to fix the problem. And another important thing is, yes, we got this institution out there, but we cannot wait the institution fix for us our problem. We can't wait that politician fix for us our problem. We must start, we are problem solver.
Yes, we
So we
are.
must to start to do it, and in a proactive way, in a strategic way, in a smart way. And social media can really help us, because what we really need, the first things we really need is pass a message, pass a value. So what is the best thing if not social media at the moment to pass our value? And I stress out with LinkedIn because it's most recognized, it's most reliable social media for professionals. So I think we must learn how to use it in a proper way. Because I think it can help us to fill the gap. It can help us to rebrand our profession. We need to influence in a positive way. So it's the only way we have to actually let people know that, yes, it's to for help us, but it's actually for help them, because there is several study, I love research, there's several study that confirmed that people die if there's no nurses available. So people to live need nurses. The world to go ahead need nurses, otherwise the system, the entire system collapse. And this is not a good thing, I believe.
Yes, I think that is so amazing. And I think, Dina, as we're wrapping this conversation up, I just want to say that what we're creating is so unique because we're offering, usually people stay in their own little silos. So if you are a critical care nurse, you live in that space. If you're an American nurse, you live in that space.
Mm-mm.
And we're offering the opportunity for nurses to come out of their silos, to come into a safe environment where they get to work with different nurses of different types of leadership all around the world. And I think that's pretty unique and I think it's amazing. It's more than just a workshop. And you're really spearheading this workshop, Dina. And I think our relationship and our friendship, I'm so grateful to have met you halfway around
Me
the
too.
world because
Thank you. Yeah.
it's what we have created so far is so amazing. And if we didn't get out of our own communities, our own facilities, we would have never met each other. And I think what we're trying to do is just replicate this experience of resonating with a fellow nurse halfway around the world. And we're just building it up so that we create this new culture where we are global nurses, we are professional nurses, we are aware in every way, and we can really show up as real leaders with both authority and power.
Absolutely. One hand by itself can do anything. With another hand can be mountain. And nurses are 29 million around the world. So we have a lot of power. We just start to need to use this power in a positive way, of course. So I don't believe in competition. A good competition, a good way of competition is good, but until a certain line, okay? If you want to really get out the best of our profession, I think we need to collaborate. Collaboration is so important. So we come from different expertise. We may have the same expertise, but we have different experience because all of us come from different places. So if we are able to bring together our expertise in a place that is available to everyone, I think we can build great things together. And we are actually one of the many example. And we really appreciate you and your friendship. And I'm glad the fact that you have this amazing idea, and I jump on it straight away because I recognize it's amazing. And we must create this community of like-minded nursing leaders, influencers that want to collaborate together all over the world with their great ideas and sharing their knowledge, but also sharing their experience. Because also the same things, we know we got different scope of practice. Each country has a different way of doing nursing. So if we learn from each other, we can improve nursing on a scale. So I really thank you for inviting me to do this project with you, among with others. But this is, my God, this really thrilled me.
Yes, and I think anybody who joins and signs up and gets accepted to be part of this program, they will get to experience your leadership. And I have been working with you, and you're an excellent leader. And you are not speaking from a class that you took that told you about LinkedIn and the power of it. You're talking about things that you have tried, you have tested, you have used, and you were sharing with the class. And I think it's gonna be, I just hope everyone who sees this and it resonates with them, they jump on the opportunity to work with you.
And with you too, because your leadership is amazing. You were able to build up an amazing team. And again, I'm so glad that I work with you. And also, I believe the holistic part is so essential because when you have technical skill, yes, it's good. It's good to have from other people. But if you have also the emotional intelligence and the holistic approach, I really think you are able to build and move the mountain. So I'm so glad that we do this together. I think it's a mix that is really invaluable, and there's no around like this. We really create a program that no one else has.
Yes. And I honestly, Dina, I think it's going to be the start of many programs because I think we both are leaders where when we bring people together and we want them to do something similar, we want them to be able to create programs and different things with different people from around the world that will resonate and really impact our nursing culture.
Yeah,
So,
we want to empower, we want to elevate others.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
We please do this. We're gonna make you
Yes.
beautiful and strong and empowered.
Yes. So if you're seeing this and you say, man, I want to be part of this, there is on the bottom, in the comment section, there will be a survey. And Dina made it. It's so beautiful. It's a questionnaire. Please take some time to fill it out. Let us know your interests, and then we'll reach out to you personally.
Yes, and we have a conversation with you.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your time, Dina. Always a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for inviting me, Casey.
Yes. So we will soon see you and we hope to have you in our cohort.
See you soon. Thank you.